This deck's really sweet, and it was surprisingly powerful compared to we need Tireless Tracker in our 7-land deck. Maybe not. What are the odds this Ancient Stirrings misses? What are the odds this Ancient Stirrings misses? We're on the draw. Look, I make decisions like this based on math. All right, we get 6 hits, right? There's 53. We have 7 lands. Sample size is 6. We're 59%. 59% to hit a land here on this Ancient Stirrings. So it's not just Ancient Stirrings though, because like if we draw a Carnal Vigil or a Lay the Land or a Safewright Quest on one, those work too. So we've got one shot at 12 different cards too. Yeah, I might keep this. Show you my Chancellor. All right, swing and a miss number 1. Survey says. Survey says. Don't do it to me. Oh no! Oh no! All right, it's fine. It's fine. Everybody calm down. I need everybody in chat to calm down, okay? I need chat to calm down. I need you to stop freaking out. I need you to stop freaking out. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody panic. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. What a great start to this league. I feel like that moment just set the tone for the league, and that's okay. It's okay. We're gonna fight through it. We're gonna persevere, chat. I just need you to believe. I need you to focus and channel your energy. We're gonna board in Karn and the extra Wurmcoil because they're probably a fair deck. Didn't people want that card banned or something, right? I believe in me, not believing in you. All right, let's go. Let's go. Karn is in the deck for the same reason Wurmcoil's in the deck. It's not that he contributes to our primary game plan, it's that he contributes to a secondary game plan when our primary game plan can't be found or has been disrupted. Look, chat, just because you lose the coin flip doesn't mean taking the chance on the coin flip was wrong. And if you can't understand that losing a probability play doesn't mean making the probability play was wrong, you're going to have a really bad time playing games that have variance by design like Magic. That's creepy. That's a creepy decal. All right, let's Karn, shall we? Let's do the Karn warp again. I think a couple of my artworks overlap, but there's a lot of different ones to say the least, Zach. There's a lot of different ones to say the least. We have turn 3 corporate Karn. Fire it up, just like we drew it up, chat. Who needs Tron? Ain't need no Tron. Got turn 3 corporate Karn. He's better than regular Karn. I'm just going to keep sending him up to collect more and more friends here. So that way, when eventually they kill him, we can grab specific ones with this other one. He is corporate Karn because he's wearing pants. That is exactly correct. That is exactly correct. Look at that. How are they going to beat this 6-7, chat? How are we going to beat this 6-7? Yeah, right, Bob? This is nice Abzan deck. Here's my 6-7. It's got Vigilance and Reach, chat. How can our opponent ever win? How can they ever win? Vigilance and Reach. Path to Exile. Get out of here with that Debbie Downer talk. Path to Exile. Ain't nobody gonna Path to Exile our Chancellor of the Tangle. That was aggressive, man. Give AGH their talkie privileges back. Wall of Roots and Recross the Paths, sure. They gave me Recross the Paths. Okay. They 1, 2, 6, 7. They must not realize that this lets me stack my deck here. So, for those that are unfamiliar, Recross the Paths lets you put the cards that you reveal on the bottom of your deck in any order. So once we pull the last land out of our deck next turn, we're going to be able to stack our deck with this Recross the Paths, which is quite excellent. Quite excellent. That record is incorrect. I thought, ooh, or they're going to path us and get the last land out of our deck for us. They pathed it. Who's excited? All right, Goblin Charbelcher is now lethal. Are you spellbombing me? Does that make their Goyf smaller? Oh, it makes their Grim Flayer bigger. If we rip Belcher, they're dead. Please kill my Karn. Please kill my Karn. Tilt. So I'm getting Wall of Roots with this card next turn, so that way I can put no 5 into play. 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I get this, it effectively only costs me 1 mana, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so I can grab. There's a Jeff Owl emote. Can grab Wall of Roots. Can cast Wall of Roots. I can cast Wurmcoil Engine. Wall of Roots is still broken. Have to float mana with it. I would like a Belcher, and then I'd 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 like a Wurmcoil, and then I'd like a Wurmcoil. Oh, I could have killed them. Oh, wow, that's really good. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I could have double stacked Belcher. I could have double stacked Belcher with that and then plus Karn. They can't Field of Ruin me. I only have basic lands. I missed it, Zach. Someone was like, draw 2. I was like, I can't draw 2. We won't hit 2 Belchers at the same time. That's a sweet line. Yep. Thank you for pointing that out. Look, I was so excited to draw the Wurmcoil, chat. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to win. It's cool. Everybody calm down. So far, except for the first game where we got very unlucky, we're undefeated. Now you calm down! Oh yeah, did we have the mana to do it all? We didn't, right? Because it would have been 3 plus 4. Oh, we would have been had exactly enough, right? It would have been 3. It would have been 9. No, it was 10 and we had 10. Yeah, it was 10 and we had 10. Would have had exactly enough. Yeah, because we're going to have 3 left over when we fire this. We had exactly enough, yep. Yep. Definitely had exactly enough. Are we impressed by Karn, Scion of Urza in our deck yet? I know I'm impressed by Karn, Scion of Urza in our deck. I'm so happy we stopped playing the prison deck to play this. This deck's way sweeter. Blast you. Any order. Alrighty. Do we board in cards for beating Stony Silence? No, most certainly not. Let's click submit. His name is Corporate Karn. Yeah, I think you're right, Bob. Like, Karn, Wurmcoil, and Chancellor can all beat Stony Silence. So what's the outfit for this meme? Is this the deck we're playing in an open next? This is the one. We had to dress up as Corporate Karn. Search for Tomorrow's in our main deck. I boarded, there's a 4th copy of Karn and a 4th Wurmcoil Engine on our sideboard that we board in against grindy decks. So, lead on Arbor Elf since it's ramp. A Fatal Push? Nope. The fact that this card is colorless makes it so obnoxious. Probably lead on Ancient Stirrings next turn. That's a little brutal. Now we'll lead on Safewright Quest because we can't afford for the Ancient Stirrings to miss. For a professional, we'll just draw one of our 6 lands naturally and then play Wall of Roots. It's interesting that they prioritize taking Ancient Stirrings there because, like, I'd actually rather hit a land. So, like, Safewright Quest guaranteeing me a land is pretty big. Yeah, like here, I already have 2 threats in my hand, so I'm just going to keep clearing lands out of my deck. I like to think Corporate Karn works at a private university as the professor of cartography, given the fact that he has a globe in his art. I like that idea. Corporate Karn because everybody doesn't make it into the Blue Man group. Oh, that's great. I have to write a Corporate Karn fanfic now. All right, we've got a bunch of threats here. So hopefully Corporate Karn is going to do his best and tick right on up here and let us draw some more cards that draw some more forests so we can get this Belcher going. It's a Moo Cow, Battle Cattle, Slam Diggity. Only 1 mana away from this Wurmcoil too. Look at that. Look at that. Maybe, I think against a deck that has access to Maelstrom Pulse, just like hoping to not one-shot them is a little bit loose. Wow, they gave us another card. Okay, so they've identified that they want us to... They don't want to let us thin out our deck. Yeah, we played Blue-Black Prison already. Let's leave up our kind of secondary hand over here. They don't have an untapped land here. Wall of Roots gets to block the Siege Rhino freely, which is nice. That's fair, Leighton. They almost certainly have more discard spells than whatnot. That's a fair assessment. Is that a Grimflayer? Yep. For enabling Delirium, Zach. Alright, I'm just getting aggressive towards me. That's line number 5, so there's 2 lands in my deck. I think I'm definitely slamming Wurmcoil here. The question is, what do I want to do with my Karn? I think it's just snake this Carnal Vigil. Because this way, if they path my Wurmcoil Engine, I can get my deck empty of lands next turn. So if I can live through this combat step, we kill them with Belcher next turn. If myself and Wall of Roots can live through this combat step, we kill them with Belcher next turn. So if I say no blocks here, I take 5, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I can't no blocks here, unfortunately. So I need to block there. Yeah, they're going to pull the trigger on the spell bomb to get Delirium. That's a good line on their part. So we basically need to draw a Wurmcoil, right? We need to draw a Wurmcoil, or we need to draw our one of basic forest. Even Wurmcoil's not enough because they have the spirits, right? I guess we have... we don't quite have 3 shots to forest because Karn... We need the mana. Sakura-Tribe Elder. I think we're going to be 1 turn slow. Maybe I was supposed to plus him last turn. Yeah, I think down-ticking aggressively for this was wrong. I was supposed to have plus this last turn. Actually, maybe I was just supposed to have minused this last turn. The problem is I don't have mana to play and activate this. It's 7 mana to play and activate this. That's a really close game. It's a really close game. But making another blocker doesn't change the math, right? It would have only been a 1/1 blocker, so I would have still had to block with Wall of Roots, so I don't think making a blocker is correct, Gregor. I didn't think about it, but once you think about it, it doesn't make sense to make more blockers either. That sounds pretty good. It sounds like really good, actually. We get to go Chancellor, Forest, Sprawl the Forest, play Bird, play Safewright. We have 7 basic forests in our deck, Squee. That's exactly why we have 7 basic forests in our deck. We just didn't have a way to get the 7th forest out of our deck that turn because we were dead on board. It is a hyper geometric distribution calculator. Yeah, I've played Nissa's Pilgrimage before. It's fine. It's a fine card. I've actually played this deck a few times on stream before. Feel free to look back through the archives if you want to see more versions of it played. Like, the issue last game, chat, if you weren't paying attention, in case you weren't paying attention, the issue wasn't having ways to get forests out of our deck. The issue was that we were dead before we could play those ways to get forests out of our deck. That was the issue. Well, it's definitely not my Discord. Discord's really smart. It disables notification sounds and stuff like that when you load OBS up. The thing called streamer mode. It's the earliest this deck can win. That's a good question. I don't actually know what our fastest goldfish is offhand. I'm casting this first because if we win the clash again, we can cast it again this turn. No one wins the clash. That's sad. They had a Goblin Guide on top of their deck. So I'm gonna cast Lay the Land here. play this out. And then next turn, we might roll the dice on a cannon fire next turn. I have 7 mana. I think rolling the dice on a cannon fire is better than sticking a Chancellor. Oh man, we didn't hit with the Goblin Guide. We're so unlucky. Oh, there's a Lay the Land on top though. That's actually really good for us. So Lay the Land is mana neutral when we're playing the land that it gets. So that means there's only 1 land in our deck and we have 45 cards. And look, all I'm gonna say is, chat, all I'm gonna say is never tell me the odds. Never tell me the odds. Never tell me the odds. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, just blow it out. Blow it out. Solid 40 ball. Just get him. Get him. Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm going to trim a Karn and board in the extra Wurmcoil against an aggro deck. I'm going to click submit. Look at me, I'm the burn deck now. If you're looking for a sweet meme, we've played this deck on stream before, it's a lot of fun. Yes, Head. I shouldn't social media while I stream. I said someone tweet at me that I'm too mean to Wizards of the Coast. I was like, well, it's great that you feel that way. No, I think Damping Sphere is too slow, especially on the draw. Especially on the draw. Oh, my sweet summer child, right? All right. Nah, I just blocked the person. They were some random egg account with no followers. It's just not worth responding to people like that. Life's God, that's great. You're a wizard, Harry. You're a wizard. God, I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this. Magic's a tough game. Magic's a game where the better player always wins. Gives you. Alrighty. So I think I'm gonna go Arbor Elf plus Safewright Quest this turn, which sets us up for Steve into Morbid Carnal Vigil next turn. That person should unsleeve Goblin Guide and never play it again, right? Schmiegel found the ring. Alrighty. God bless you, little Goblin Guide. Who is the person that said Goblin Guide had no? Who is? Ooh, woo, woo. That's all right. Steve-O Bandito here. I believe the Carnal Vigil even puts it into play untapped, right? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Give me that sweet untapped forest. That sweet untapped forest. All right. I'm okay with that one. We're okay. We're not going to complain. Belcher forest. I think I'm supposed to take the forest here and just keep thinning my deck at this point. I said it had no downside. I've been proven wrong, right? Their hand might be insane here. They kept a one-lander, so, like, I wouldn't be super surprised if they had, like, a nuts Burning Tree Emissary turn this turn, just because they kept the one-lander last turn. Yeah, I think the Wurmcoil into Chancellor is probably going to be enough to win. Hopefully, they could have an exceptionally strong turn here and then burn us out next turn, for sure. We have, like, another Emissary into a Bushwhacker here. If they don't have Bushwhacker here, yeah, no wax is real good for us. I guess they could have another Atarka's Command next turn, because Atarka's Command does do a Skullcrack impersonation. Why take the forest so you can just get it with Goblin Guide? Asking the real questions. The Wurmcoil backup plan is so good in this deck. Just like, I'm ramping anyways, might as well put a fatty into play. This is my 6-drop we can find with Ancient Stirrings. It did put a forest on the bottom too. Yeah, I should have been paying more attention to what order I was putting those in, right? Am I supposed to attack with this Wurmcoil here? Oh, you're right. It didn't this game, did it? Yeah, you're right, because I took the forest off the one that I saw. Yeah, you're right. But, like, so the question is, am I in a position to beat a command anyways? Can I beat a command? I'm not sure that I do, right? And, like, just sitting here waiting leaves me exposed to a bunch of lightning bolts. Whereas, like, every time I attack, I get +2 lightning bolts, basically, right? I'm gonna smash. Remember, I just put another 6-power guy into play, so that puts us up to 12 power. So, like, we're closing the game pretty quickly here. I just want to kill them before they burn us out, basically. Chancellor of the Tangle. Modern staple Chancellor of the Tangle. AKA Elvish Spirit Guide is not legal. This is what we've got. That is... We played this card in Standard. We played this card in Standard. Would you like to... If I don't, it gets haste. Yes. Put a... Have your 1/1 counter, sir or madam. Enjoy. Enjoy. Alright, well this next Wurmcoil attack is just lights out, right? We've crossed the path. They needed to kill us that turn. They didn't, so they should be dead here. We're just like going to 19. What's going on, actually? Howdy everyone out there. Thanks for hanging out today. Just hanging out, playing some Modern, playing some 7-land Charbelcher. We are now 1-1 after a close loss to Abzan. My name is Jeff Hoagland. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscriptions are what keep me here full time. If you're really enjoying my stuff, also be sure to check out some of my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com will love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles using promo code Jeff5. You can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. And of course, our wonderful moderator staff here would like to welcome you to Hoaglandia. Be sure to chuck to your local mod about your complimentary timeout. At any rate, we're waiting for the third match in this league to pop. Hope everyone had a great weekend, is having a great Monday. Playing some Modern. After this league, I think we're going to play something a little bit more fair. We're going to play some Mardu Pyromancer to wrap the day up. A few more matches with this one before we get there, though. Only gives you the discount code on PayPal. Do you know why the trader's discount only gives the discount in PayPal? I figure they don't want you using PayPal to get more. I don't know what you mean. You mean why don't they allow you to apply it to tickets? Because tickets are basically like store credit. It's basically what it comes down to is the TLDR. This hand's okay. Like, this hand doesn't have a win condition in it yet, but like, we'll find one of those eventually. You basically just want to keep any hands that can produce mana in this deck. Basic Forest Aether Vial. Yeah, correct. They take store credits and Moto tickets. Or PayPal and Moto tickets. Would you keep the 7-land hand? Almost certainly. Mox Opal Aether Vial. Hardened? It must be Hardened Scales, right? Why is there, is this a thing in Hardened Scales now? This isn't a combo with Hardened Scales, right? Or is it? I won the clash. I'm gonna bottom a Recross the Paths here, and we get this other one back to my hand now, right? And we drew a Goblin Charbelcher like a professional. Yep, $2.50 donation to open a treasure chest. To Recross the Paths again here. I won the clash again. Okay. We're going to bottom that again. Not that it matters. So we've got 4, 5. This is going to get land number 6 out of my deck, so we can kill them next turn almost. I hadn't played a land yet this turn. That's so funny. All right. If we draw any 1 or 2 mana search spell or a or just the last forest, we kill them with Belcher next turn. We could also potentially just like fire the Belcher to try and kill them naturally, because there's only one in our deck. But we also bottom. No, I shuffled, right? Yeah, I shuffled from the Caravan Vigil, so I actually don't know the contents of my deck. I think I just play the Wurmcoil, right? And I think it's just Recross and Worm. Because Recross will give me a land into play. Then that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And then Worm plus Wall should mean they can't kill me. Oh, we'd have gotten it. We'd have got there more than... It was the second... This is what I get for not believing, chat. This is what I get for not believing. This should have believed, chat. Should have realized that the meme cannon is always on our side, and we would have blasted them off. Should have realized that the meme cannon was there for us when we needed it. If they hit a Ravager, we're very dead, which is kind of a reason to have pressured them more, maybe. If I play this in paper, am I gonna get yelled at? It depends on who you play with. Depends on who you play with. I mean, I have Belcher in my... Yeah, you can stack a Belcher with Recross the Paths. Recross the Paths lets you stack your deck. It's very cool. Alright. Fire the meme cannon! Any reason why you're playing Lay the Land over Traverse the Elvenwald? Because the list I copied and pasted had Lay the Land in it. You're very, very rarely going to have you're very, very rarely going to have enough to do what's it called? Have Delirium, but I guess you technically should have Traverse the Elvenwald in your deck. Nature's Claim. There probably should be some claims in my deck, right? I probably want to be... The Wurmcoils are probably a touch slow, actually. Probably don't want one more of those. What if I do this, and I trim this, and I trim that? I think this is fine. I think Defense Grid and Choke are fine for Jeskai. The Arbor Elf versus Birds of Paradise is relevant because you don't always have a forest. Like, you could keep a hand that's like Chancellor, Birds of Paradise, no other land. And if you Chancellor an Arbor Elf, it can't make mana if you don't have a land. You did miss Blue-Black Prison. It was pretty unimpressive. We ended up giving up kind of early. The build we had was pretty bad. It'll go up on YouTube like everything else if you want to see kind of the issues that I felt that it had. This is a Goblin Charbelcher deck. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to a deck list. The colorless control deck ended up 2 and 3. We lost to actual Tron twice. It was just a clunky bad version of Tron. Is this the best deck we've played today? I guess Red-Black Reanimator is technically a good deck. Is it funny, sad, or both that this might be the best deck we've played so far today? Can't keep this hand, right? I mean, even if the elf was a bird, this hand's pretty terrible. Two shots at a basic forest. You can play Batterskull. We conceded because we didn't have a land. I think there are certain mulligan situations where you'd keep a hand that doesn't have an elf and a forest in it necessarily. You have like Chancellor's Tangle plus Birds of Paradise and still have it be keepable potentially. Honestly, something I'm not even sure of. I'm not even sure if having all the mana dorks in this deck is even worthwhile. I think there's a non-zero chance that this deck should just like have more copies of things that find lands in it, so you can just like turbo through your deck faster. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like 6 mana creatures was wrong and we just like want some Traverse the Elven Wilds on top of what else we have still going on. I won the Clash. I'm gonna bottom that. Not interested in that at this point. Yeah, any colorless threat basically. So you could main deck the 4th Wurmcoil very easily. I've got the 4th one in the sideboard right now. You could play things like Batterskull and stuff like that. Just like so you want it to be a card that is a threat that you can get with Ancient Stirrings in that slot, basically. Am I willing to trade this Sakura-Tribe Elder for this Beaumont Courier with 3 cards under it? I don't know that I am, right? I just want to like thin my deck in case we rip a thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and sack this. Let's go get my land. We also bottomed a Fracturing Gust when I cast this Recross the Paths. Oh, they also get to Pendelhaven it, so that makes that decision easy. Yeah, I think like Sprawl plus some Arbor Elves is probably fine because it gives you like fast ramp draws into Wurmcoil. I think it's better than the bad Tron deck we played a little bit ago. It's better than Meme Tron, yes. Do you want to kill both my things? Best relationship I've ever had. X-Corzix, thank you very much for the 4-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Is there a reason you devote screen real estate to having chat on display? There are 2 modes. First is that, as you can see, Magic Online, being the wonderful software that it is, even when I pop all of these things out here, the actual cards on screen don't get physically larger as I give Magic Online more room. So Magic Online doesn't need more space on my screen. Second is that YouTube videos, I interact with the chat a lot while I stream, so being able to give you the YouTube folks context into why I'm saying the things I'm saying is important. It's also useful on mobile, I agree. Although the mobile app does have an update recently that makes that less important, but it's definitely still helpful, I think. I won the clash with a Goblin Charbelcher on top of my deck. You don't say. You don't say. There's a Goblin Charbelcher on top of my deck. I would love to draw that one. Thank you. Although I guess... No, there's another... I just want to cast this again to get the last land out of my deck, right? Oh, I already have all the lands out of my deck, right? I do. Okay, so I just have to not die? God bless. Alright, so I'm going to stack a Belcher on top, and then I'm going to put Fracturing Gust underneath it, just in case they have like a Pithing Needle that prevents me from killing them next turn. So every time you, for people that don't understand how that works, I know how that interface works. Every time you click a card, it puts it on the bottom. So when your deck is empty, the first card you click is on top of your deck. So the first card you click goes on top, then the next one is second, then the next one is third. You're building your deck from the bottom up. So you don't have to stack it in reverse order there. That is not how that interface window works. Yeah, you're fine. It's a quick second. Once you got it, you got it. That's lethal, right? I'm pretty sure that's lethal. This is a Hangerback Walker. It's definitely lethal. I'm gonna let my... So, normally I don't make my opponents click through lethal, but I think for the sake of the opponent's deck being kind of different and interesting, I'm gonna let you see how their deck has lethal from here. I think it's really silly to try and claim ownership of something generic. Even specific things in Magic. Like, the humans archetype is really, like... We put all of the 5-color good, reasonable humans that are playable in the same deck together. So, like, trying to claim ownership of, like, putting all of the reasonable cards together seems really silly to me. No, I think we're dead here because they load up they load up Hangerback Walker, so the Hangerback Walker deals double. So this thing's gonna deal, 30 to us. So just a touch too slow here. We needed to draw some of our Nature's Claims or Fracturing Gust in order to not die here. Good games, opponent. I mean, this isn't a new deck either, chat. Is someone going to tell me they invented this one too? I mean, this is a sweet deck, and they played it well, but, like, this deck's a thing on Magic Online. It's been running around for a little while now. But, okay, so here's the thing. There's a finite number of playable Magic cards in the format. And, like, as someone who, like, works on a lot of different things, I often am, like, especially, like, the donation thing, I have people all the time that send me messages like, you didn't give me credit for a deck I invented. And it's like, how am I supposed to know who the original person that, or thinks that they're the original person that clicked this idea that happened was? Hey, Slippery Al Hugs, thanks for the 3-month resubscription. A quarter of a year. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. It's like, just work on building sweet ideas. It's possible for people to have the same ideas simultaneously. And at the end of the day, even in formats that have as big of a card pool as Modern, there's still a very finite number of playable cards, is what it comes down to. What do I mean people can come to independently similar conclusions? I mean, who are I should know this because I have a degree in math. Is it Leibniz and Isaac Newton, the two people that basically discovered calculus in parallel time? Like, and that's something far more complicated than magic, right? What I'm saying is it's possible for two people to look at two sets of cards at the same time independently from each other and both reach the conclusion these work well together. We should play these cards together. And then they build similar decks to each other because, well, the cards that work together are kind of obvious that they work well together. So, and then I can't tell you the number of times I've seen someone get upset because someone posts the link first or has the big result first with, and someone's like, well, I invented that deck and you stole it from me. It's like, well, it's really not always that simple. If you have multiple Chancellors, you get multiple mana. And I have no idea who the opponent we just played against is. They're probably a great person. They probably make great content. I just hate, because I hear that constantly, right? That's what I hear it constantly. People that like grumble, and I don't know that person does that, but someone in chat tried to attribute them credit for like some big overwhelming archetype, and it's just like, well, it's more complicated than that a lot of the time. I think like trying to give one person credit for an entire archetype is kind of silly. No, I would not claim to have invented Kiki Chord. I think I took the combo of Kiki Jiki and Restoration Angel, and then I took the one tutor that was still legal in the format that hadn't been banned, and I put them together in a deck with the other cards that made sense. Did I spend a lot of time trying to figure out which bullets were optimal in Kiki Chord? Yes, I spent a lot of time tuning Kiki Chord. Did I invent the archetype? No, I definitely did not invent Kiki Chord. 0% to have invented Kiki Chord. I hate that agree to disagree. I don't care if that lost me a sub. I think agree to disagree is horse shit on things that are just right or wrong. Like, do we have a rant counter? I started playing with the Kiki combo in Kiki Chord because I was playing a bunch of red-white Blood Moon decks with Restoration Angel and Kiki Jiki in them, and then I decided I liked the combo more than I liked Blood Moon, so I branched out into playing tutors with them. Yeah, that kind of stuff. You don't think 2 + 2 is 5? We just need to agree to disagree on that. You think the Earth is round? We just gotta agree to disagree. Because, okay, so this is the problem. 2 + 2 = fish. Yeah, meta moods. Let me know what deck you want to see with your tier 3 sub again this month. Thank you for the 9-month resubscription at the big sub. I do appreciate it. Not everything is a belief. Not everything is religion. not everything is this intangible thing that can't be proved. 2 + 2 in a base 10 system is always 4. Just because you don't have the intelligence to grasp what a concept means doesn't mean it's not always this way in a particular system, right? Like in the laws of physics, we can't agree to disagree about gravity. Gravity just puts your ass on the ground when you fall over. Like, we're probably dead here. We're probably... God bless you, opponent. Someone actually just donated for this deck. It looks really sweet for a Kiln Fiend variation deck. Is this a second rant or continuation of the first, right? Man, that's a big angry Kiln Fiend, chat. That's that was pretty sweet. I guess Damping Sphere is pretty good here, right? Like, they're basically a pseudo storm deck. They're basically a pseudo storm deck. Karn is certainly too slow. Trim a Recross the Paths, maybe. Wurmcoil's a little bit slow, but at the same time, I don't want to go that low on win conditions. I think 7's probably the floor. But Stoneforge Mystic is too good for Modern, right? Sorry, I shouldn't say Holy Diva created this deck. I think Holy Diva is one of the people that worked on and tuned this archetype. You are correct. That is an important detail that we just got done discussing. And it's very easy that when you ask me what I mean by that, I don't mean that she's the only person that's ever worked on Kiln Fiend, and every Kiln Fiend deck should be credited to her. What I mean is that she spent a lot of time working on the archetype and has put a lot of thought into it. That is what I mean when I say that. I don't mean that every Kiln Fiend deck should be accredited to her. Yep, that's a great way to put it. When you develop a new version of the microwave that's more efficient, you did not reinvent it, you just made it better. I invented the Kiln Fiend card, fight me. So... I want to save Steve for next turn so I can do Caravan Vigil with Morbid. I think we're going to try we tried a Black Splash version today that wasn't very good, Motionless Potato, and we might try another one later this week, but in general, I just feel like the non-proactive decks in Modern just aren't particularly powerful. I always put John Finkel as the deck designer. Second Wet Ball. Holy Diva streams. Anybody that streams and is partnered, and I think affiliates might have them too now. It might just be partners still. Getting a verified check mark. For those asking who Holy Diva is someone that streams a bunch of Magic the Gathering. Or streams some Magic, plays a bunch of Magic online, and streams some as well. All right, swing and a miss there. Not too surprising, really. Hopefully these wet balls can keep us alive here for a little bit. There you go. Click on her name there. Give her channel a follow. You can see her stream. Sweet things like this Kiln Fiend deck that just killed us on turn 3. Maybe if this wet ball can buy us enough time, we can just play this Belcher and like belch them a couple of times over a few turns. if they have like Phyrexian Mana Spell into Temur Battle Rage, they're still gonna hit us for a good chunk of damage here. Definitely sticking Belcher this turn while the shields are down. This is, yeah, okay, so I can Safewright Quest, then Belcher costs me 5, and I'll have exactly 5. And then we have 5 lands out of our deck now, so there's 2 left, so non-zero chance to blow them away next turn. I guess this hits creatures or players, right? So I guess next turn we can actually just hold up the Belcher activation just in case it looks like they might deal lethal. So that way we can blast the Kiln Fiend down in response instead of hitting them. Yeah, Sphere is just a good hate card. I agree with that assessment. I agree that's a little bit awkward for us. That's why I kind of waited to play it till turn 3, but it's just too good to not play, especially when we can find it with Ancient Stirrings. No, I don't think they're going to have three mana cards like that in their tempo deck. The white borders are very deliberate. You have to try to put this much tilt into your Magic Online. I don't think I want to Ancient Stirrings here. I think I just want to play the second wet ball and pass the turn. Because if this missed on a land, I wouldn't be able to play the other wet ball and fire the Belcher this turn. I didn't board in Choke, because I don't think Choke's very good against aggressive decks. Choke is there for controlling decks. Correct. I only plan to fire the Belcher at one of their creatures if they... This is an instant, right? Yeah. I only plan to fire the Belcher at one of their creatures if they're going to deal lethal already. I only plan to shoot a creature if it's attacking for lethal. And, like, they need to play 2 spells. I guess just Temur Battle Rage could be lethal here, right? If they Temur Battle Rage here, that's 8. Right? That'll be 4, 8, and this is 12. So Battle Rage plus like a dive down could kill us here. I'll wait and see what they do here. They can't cast 2 Battle Rages. I have Damping Spheres in play. I mean, the Manamorphose is kind of free. Kinda. Alright, so they're targeting Kiln Fiend. Oh god, I have to click through all of these because I need the forest to be the very bottom of my deck. Should have believed. Look, Chad, I'm trying to make good plays. The good play is to kill the Kiln Fiend. It is correct to kill the Kiln Fiend here, okay? It is correct to kill the Kiln Fiend. They're gonna bolt us during our upkeep now, and we're gonna die. No, wait, we're going to 4, right? Yeah, we're going to 4. God bless. Yeah, I get to... There's one more forest in my deck other than this one here, but I'm gonna get to cast Ancient Stirrings, and that should find it for me. Every time we've not had faith in the cannon, it would have just killed my opponent. So I should probably just believe. Yeah, but the problem is our cannon won't be lethal on the next activation because there's a second forest in our deck. So there's one forest on the bottom, and then there's another forest in the top 9 cards right now. Dang. All right, so now this is lethal because there's only 4 cards underneath this forest here. There's one forest in our deck, and there it is. Any order on those? Yeah. I don't know if... This deck's probably not very good, but it's fun. It's definitely competitive. Whenever we play this archetype, we always win a bunch of games with it. I really like how it tends to play out. It's a lot of fun. I wonder if there's supposed to be, like, some copies of Fog in the sideboard of this deck. Just for, like, buying turns against aggro and Affinity and stuff like that. And then also being good against, like, these pseudo combo decks that went inside of combat. I guess if Infect was more popular, it would be a little bit better. Fog is definitely great against Infect style decks. Will we sideboard out to bring in Fog? Probably these Wurmcoils. These Wurmcoils are not very good in this matchup. Yeah, got Corporate Karn carrying us along. Whenever you're wondering this card that you think probably shouldn't be Modern Legal is Modern Legal, always blame 8th edition. Always blame 8th edition. Yeah, this hand's keepable, right? We get to go reveal this, cast Lay the Land, and then play Utopia Sprawl in the forest. And play Damping Sphere on 2. When I play Infect, and whenever I lose to some weird brew, it's because I got fogged. Ain't that the truth? Oh no. Oh no. Please don't spell pierce me. Please don't spell pierce me. Please don't spell pierce me. Please don't disrupting shul me. God bless you. God bless you, opponent. That could have ended very poorly for us, chat. That could have ended very poorly for us. I have been sitting for almost 2 hours. Thank you for reminding me, Jose. It's a good... I spent a lot of time sitting over the weekend because I was still sick. Need to get back in the habit of 2 up, 2 down. Enjoy the ride, chat. I stood for a little bit this morning, but it was definitely about the 3-hour mark that I sat down, and we just crossed the 5-hour mark. No, I think playing Birds of Paradise is very wrong, especially against the deck that's playing, that's probably playing Lightning Bolt. Hoping for a land, found one, sweet. No, there is not. I'm not gonna lie. There's some large amount that will make me move my desk extra, but I don't want to burn the motors out needlessly going up and down. Alright, so this gets us mana number 4. And then Recross the Paths basically only costs 2 because it puts the land into play untapped. So that means we can definitely play a Damping Sphere this turn. They won the clash. I kind of just want to land though, right? That means I get to play Damping Sphere this turn, and then I get to cast Wurmcoil next turn. So we'll go Damping Sphere this turn. Next turn we get to Windmill this. And on the back of Damping Sphere, Wurmcoil might actually be able to carry this game to victory. I didn't think that Wurmcoil was going to be good enough in this matchup, but the fact that it's good with this Wet Ball is reasonable. No, Damping Sphere doesn't interact with your Utopia Sprawl, I don't believe. I'm like 90% sure it doesn't hurt my Sprawl. I guess we're gonna find out in a second. Yeah, get out of here. It's not about always being right. I didn't say I was always right. And that's what other people don't understand. The people that like to say you're always right when I disagree with them, that's not the case. I am wrong constantly. We talk about how I'm wrong all the time on stream. It's just some things aren't black and some things aren't shades of gray. Some things are right and wrong. And in this specific case where you're talking about someone deserves credit for a specific deck, that's a black and white thing. Single people don't invent entire archetypes. Lots of people work on lots of different things. Yeah, the Sprawl, that's the difference here, right? The Sprawl makes the mana as opposed to the Forest. So like the Forest isn't making 2 mana to make colorless instead. The Forest makes 1 and then the Sprawl makes another. Ceremonious Rejection kind of sucks. I guess it's like them seeing... I guess Rejection's actually really good against us, huh? It tags our Disruption against them, and it tags our threats, our actual win conditions, because it tags Goblin Charbelcher too. Would you say that you invented shilling or that you more a shill tuner / friend? Exactly. No, I invented selling things to people on the internet. I'm all original. Lots of single people invent. Yeah, Chancellor might win this game. Their Chancellor won't come down for 2 more turns yet, though. So it might be a touch slow yet. Like if they have a 1 or 2 mana spell here, like Battle Rage here almost kills us, right? Battle Rage is gonna deal 14 this turn and put us to 2, which is very, very close to lethal. Good evening, Dur. It smells like Battle Rage. Yep. There's a new Garfield show on Netflix, and it's Jake's favorite show lately. He's very adorable. Yeah, good chance we're dead here. I have a blocker in Birds of Paradise next turn, but pretty good chance that that's not going to be enough. This costs 4. Perfect. Well, we get to spend all of our mana cleanly. If we rip a Belcher, if we survive, we could rip a Belcher and kill them. If we survive, Chancellor might be able to get there. But good chance we're dead here. Yeah, good games, opponent. All right. I'm going to play the last match, even though we're 1-3, because a lot of our losses have been close, and I like playing this deck. It's sweet and fun. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out while we wait for the last match to pop. I'd just like to say good morning, afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream Magic full-time here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel, or at the very least, checking out some of my sponsors. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your Magic cards into other cards or cash direct with other players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. Mac Weldon provides premium men's clothing. Using code JeffHoagland at bit.ly /Who Clothes, you can save 20% on your first order of sweet polos like this one, although this one looks a little trippy on the camera. They also do t-shirts, shorts, underwear, all sorts of great stuff there. And of course, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anaronix, Justin, Nivik, and you. If you are enjoying my stuff and you're new, at the very least, please make sure you hit the follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything. It'll let you know when I go live and with what. Always try and put the names of the decks that we'll be playing on a given day in the stream title, so that we can kind of know what to expect when I go live. It also seems like people credit people as inventors of decks only if they do well with them in the tournament. Yeah, and that's just like what the community does, right? Like it's this people really like to like assign ownership to things and assume that like, well, the first person to play this deck in a tournament or the first person to do well, like they had to be the people that originated these things, when in reality that's really not the case a lot of the time. If you look in the donation queue at the top of the spreadsheet, all of the decks that we're playing and have played today are listed there. So unlike some Magic streams that are just mono advertisements, my goal is to not have my stream be all advertisements. So in addition to this sponsor page that you just saw, I also have this other sponsor page. So I do multiple shorter ad breaks to keep some variety in there. All right, we're gonna lead on Ancient Stirrings here. You want to Stirrings before you play your Safewright Quests and your Lay the Lands, because Stirrings can potentially not find a land, whereas these are always going to find them. And like, again, saying someone popularized a deck is probably a better way to describe where a deck comes from, because like I said, it is very possible for multiple people to arrive at similar ideas and similar timelines, and for them to effectively have invented the deck simultaneously. Elsic is definitely responsible for popularizing Lantern Control. He didn't invent the deck, but he definitely popularized it. Definitely had multiple successful runs with it early in its career. It might be about time for a Moto reboot. Oh yeah, 2.5 gigs of RAM. That's fine, we're at the end of the league. We'll give Moto a re-kick after this match, then play some Mardu Pyromancer. Why not Belcher while they're tapped out? They don't necessarily need Belcher to win the game, and they tapped out again for us like a champ. So I have 4, 5. I guess I'm gonna plus this because if they spell snare the Wall of Roots, I won't be able to play Belcher this turn. I wonder if they realize what we're doing yet. They probably will very shortly here. Some weirdos also called it barbershop because it took a little off the top. Zach Elsic, I have never been more disappointed in you for not popularizing the deck as barbershops than I am right now. I thought we had a good friendship going on here over the internet, but the fact that you didn't popularize the name of that deck as barbershops really disappoints me on a fundamental level. I feel like you were given a golden opportunity and you floundered it. If only so we had like one more of those terrible Magic things to explain to normal people. Why is this deck called barbershops? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. All right. So there's gonna be one land left in my deck after I do this. Load the meme cannon. Are you packing the meme cannon, chat? Prepare the meme cannon to fire. I think I'm just excited to get to choke somebody. I think I'm excited to finally have an opponent to choke. We're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting. And they have a cryptic command here and they're trying to figure out what to do with it. Oh, you're bouncing my Karn. Karn's the card you're afraid of. Oh, my sweet summer child, one of these 4-mana colorless cards is going to kill you. But it is not. It is not our Lord Karn. Karn means you no harm. The meme cannon directly to his right, however, is looking to blast you off. They could have a D-Sphere, you're not wrong. Opponent has Stifle, right? Oh no! Not Chase the Mind Sculptor, chat! How will we ever beat them sculpting our minds? They're sculpting our minds! Wait, I figured it out. Load the meme cannon! Fire the meme cannon! Alright, they went to 4. They went to 4. It's fine. Fire the meme cannon. That's our first misfire for the day, chat. That's our first meme cannon misfire. It's fine. It's fine. We got there, though. Sculpt me, J-Steady. Alright. Defense grids and chokes. Get in here. Extra Karn sounds great. Wurmcoil's pretty bad here, right? Probably don't need Search for Tomorrow. You don't think it's possible for someone to make relevant changes to an existing deck and taking it to very good, so they deserve credit for some of those changes? No, I do. I fully agree with that, Animane. But that's not inventing something. If you take a microwave and you make it better, going back to an example someone gave earlier, you didn't invent the microwave. You took the microwave idea and you made it better. But that's not inventing something. That's improving, that's tuning something. And there are lots of people that are very good Magic players and good deck builders that take existing base ideas and tune them. Lots of great tuners, but they're not inventing things. And I think even on the off chance that maybe you did invent something, that doesn't simultaneously mean that someone else couldn't have also invented that in the same timeline that you did. Yeah, that's actually a good example. There's a reason why Chapin is called the innovator and not the inventor. Yeah, that's a great example. The Cobra Kiki, that deck, the Saheeli Chord, or Saheeli Evolution, whatever you want to call it, that deck's existed for a long time. I helped tune the deck by adding the card, what's it called to it? By adding the card Lotus Cobra to it, which was a good card to add to it. So I helped tune the deck, but I didn't invent the archetype by adding that card to it. Be like Edison and work in the patent office, right? This deck's really sweet. It is more competitive than it looks on paper. And every time I play this deck, I'm consistently impressed by how competitive it feels. Alright, so let's start by loading up the defenses here. Stir, hit a forest. Safewright Quest. Alright, and there's only one forest left in there, so next turn, assuming they don't Wrath us, and assuming they don't have enough mana to counter through a defense grid, we could just windmill this Big Daddy Charbelcher and blast them out of the sky. Blast them out of the sky. If we're really lucky, we'll draw the one remaining forest in our deck. That's pretty good. That, So, am I supposed to play around a wear tear here? Yeah, sure, but like even at the same time, like Colin Mullins got this deck list from somewhere else. That like the humans deck list, the tuning is what's important, right? The fact that like we recognize we should put all the rainbow lands and play all of the playable humans in the same deck, like so there are some decks like putting Kiki Jiki and Restoration together, that wasn't innovative. That was just these cards combo kills, so we should put them together. And hey, thanks for the host there, True Dawn FM. We're hanging out playing some Modern, wrapping up a league with Goblin Charbelcher here. So do I slam this and possibly get Detention Sphered / Wear Turd? Or do I give them the ability to negate me next turn? I can use Wall of Roots on their upkeep to fire it next turn. No, that's not true. It costs 3 to fire, chat. I already played a land for the turn. So if I wanna do this, I would have to do that. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to play. I think they have more counters than removal too. I think it's correct to do this here. Just like hope they don't have Wear Tear or whatever. Please be Snapcaster. Oh no! Oh no! Stony Silence! Oh no! Wow! What a dagger! What a dagger! What a rude, hateful card, opponent. Man, you must have to really hate Affinity to have Stony Silence in the sideboard of your Jeskai deck, because your Affinity matchup with Jeskai is like really good. So to like have Stony Silence in your sideboard on top of having a good Affinity matchup, that's some vile hatred for that deck. Alright, I don't actually have a way to take Stony Silence off the table currently, so with Elspeth entering the ring, we're gonna go ahead and head back to the sideboard here. God, do I want these Nature's Claims? It just seems like so many cards. It just seems like so many cards. It's like, hope they don't have their thing. Yeah, we're playing a meme. I'm just gonna hope they don't have their thing. They don't have that many Stony Silences. We don't have a good way to find claim is the issue. You had 5 lands without casting Caravan Vigil. You could have spent 3 and Wall of Roots activation, so led 2. No, that's not correct, Young Dingo. Wait, I would have still had the issue. Okay, you're correct, but I would have still had a land in my deck is the issue. So what you're saying is correct, but I wouldn't have had a guaranteed kill is the issue. That's the problem with the line you're suggesting. The line you're suggesting is a potential kill, but I don't know that they're gonna Stony Silence me next turn. Obviously, if I know they're going to Stony Silence me next turn, I take the risk and take the potential kill. But I think not knowing that they're going to Stony Silence me the following turn, I'm supposed to just take the guaranteed kill on my next turn, assuming they don't have something like Stony Silence or Wear Tear. If you gamble and try and kill them, you kill them guaranteed the next turn anyways, so you get to activate the cannon again. Okay, that's a fair line, because you Belcher them twice over 2 turns. Okay, yeah, see, like, that's actually a really great way to look at that. Okay, so with that in mind, with 1 land left, yeah, that's actually a great way to look at that, and I agree. After you took the time to explain that, I agree with you. I should have just jammed it and then hoped to kill them there, and we would have had an out then. Are we killing my bird during my draw step for some reason? Vendilion click, maybe? Why are we stopped? Yeah, I definitely just want to fire the cannon as much as possible here. 10 out of 10. I should have sacked this during the upkeep, so that way they might bounce this in response to me sacking this. All right, they're at 18. 2 lands in our deck, chat. This could definitely be lethal. Charging Blazer. So he says, see, we just have to believe. Every single time we've fired this, they've died. Just, you know. All right, we misfired one time. That's a lie. We misfired one time. All right. Mono green Belcher. I actually have some feedback on this deck because I think it's sweet and I kind of enjoy playing it. I think some of these birds are kind of nonsense in here. I think, honestly, I might just want a couple more Lay the Land effects to thin the deck a little bit more consistently. They couldn't Stony our meme that time. Ain't that the truth, JMP? I think I might turn at least a couple of these into Traverse. Like, some of the acceleration is good, but I think having more consistent ways to just pull lands out is ideal. Karn was actually really good, believe it or not. The fact that it's a threat that generates card advantage that we can find off of Ancient Stirrings kind of gives you a lot of sweet density in your threats. So if you're looking for a sweet meme, you can definitely budget these Karns. These are going to be a little bit too expensive for you because I think they probably cost more than the rest of the deck, these 4 Karns right now. All right, at any rate, I'm not going to do a full sponsor plug, but Moto needs a reboot because it's using like 3 gigs of RAM. So let me re-kick this thing really quick. We're going to grab some cards for Mardu Pyromancer, and then we're going to queue up a league with that. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I do appreciate it.